How to Stay Calm When Life Gets Tough, a Buddhist Guide to Inner Peace. Have you ever imagined living a life where absolutely nothing gets under your skin? No harsh words, no stressful moments, no chaotic situations can shake your peace? Sounds almost impossible, like something out of a spiritual fantasy. But what if it's not? What if there really is a way to stay calm, centered, and unbothered, no matter what life throws at you? In today's world where pressure, opinions, and negativity are everywhere, it might seem unrealistic, but through the profound wisdom of the Buddha, there's a powerful mindset you can cultivate, acting as if nothing bothers you, not by suppressing emotions, but by transforming your inner world. So, what exactly does that look like? And how can you start practicing it today? Let's dive into 7 powerful Buddhist teachings that could completely shift the way you respond to life. You're watching Light of Buddhism, and this might just be the beginning of a calmer, stronger you. 1. The power of listening, twice as much as you speak. In a world that moves fast and talks even faster, the quiet art of listening has become rare. Yet in Buddhism, listening is not just polite, it's a path to deep wisdom. The Buddha once said, "To understand everything is to forgive everything." And what is understanding if not born from truly listening? But let's be clear. This kind of listening isn't about nodding while someone talks or waiting for your turn to speak. It's about being fully present. It's about hearing what's said, what's unsaid, and what's underneath. It's about tuning in not just with your ears, but with your heart. When you listen more than you speak, something powerful happens. Your mind softens. You stop reacting and start observing. You begin to feel the emotions behind people's words, their fears, their hopes, their pain, and in that space, something shifts. Compassion is born. You no longer feel the need to prove a point or be right all the time. You realize that everyone is carrying something invisible. Listening becomes an act of love, and this doesn't just apply to conversations with others, it applies to life. Can you listen to your own body, to your breath? Can you sit in silence long enough to hear your own truth? The more you do, the more clarity you gain, the more grounded you become. This practice of listening deeply helps us move through the world with less judgment and more understanding. We stop jumping to conclusions. We stop needing to control every situation. We let life speak to us, and often it does, in the most subtle and beautiful ways. So when you make space to listen, truly listen, you're not being passive, you're being wise. You're practicing mindfulness. You're stepping into a way of being that is calm, aware, and deeply compassionate. And the more you do it, the more unshakable you become. 2, do not let the opinions of others control your life. Imagine your life as a quiet, winding forest trail. The trees sway gently, the sun filters through the branches, and every step you take is your own. But along the path, voices begin to echo. Some telling you where to go, others criticizing your pace, questioning your direction. If you stop too often to listen, you risk losing your way. The Buddha offered timeless advice for this very human struggle. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. These words aren't just poetic. They are a compass pointing us back to our center. So many of us live in the shadow of what others think. We measure our worth by their approval, shape our choices to avoid judgment, and end up feeling lost in a life that doesn't reflect who we truly are. But here's the truth. No one else is walking your path. No one else hears the quiet wisdom of your heart the way you do. This teaching is a call to reclaim your inner authority. It doesn't mean you ignore everyone's input or isolate yourself from guidance. It means you learn to filter advice through the lens of your own values. You ask, does this align with my truth? Or am I just trying to be accepted? Because peace doesn't come from pleasing the world. It comes from honoring your path, even when it's misunderstood. It comes from knowing that your worth isn't up for debate. It comes from showing up each day with authenticity and letting go of the need to explain yourself. When you stop letting others control your inner life, you begin to walk lighter. You begin to hear your own voice more clearly, and slowly you come home to yourself, unshaken, undisturbed, free. 3. Be ready to accept the worst. Life doesn't always go as planned. Sometimes it feels like a calm river, peaceful and easy to navigate. Other times, it turns wild, sudden waves, sharp turns, unexpected storms. And when those moments come, it's natural to feel afraid. But what if the key to peace isn't in avoiding these storms, but in preparing your heart to meet them? The Buddha offered this powerful reminder. Pain is certain, suffering is optional. In other words, pain is part of life, it's universal. But suffering, the story we attach to that pain, the resistance, the fear, the denial, is something we create, and that means we can also release it. To accept the worst doesn't mean you live in fear or pessimism. It means you strengthen your inner foundation. It's like carrying a spiritual life jacket. You may not need it today, but when the unexpected happens, you're ready. You're grounded. You don't sink. Acceptance is not giving up. It's not passive. It's not weakness. It's clarity. It's saying, this is happening. I may not like it. I may feel pain, but I will not let it destroy my peace. When we resist reality, we suffer twice. First from the event itself, and again from our struggle against it. But when we open our hearts to what is, even when it hurts, we discover something surprising: resilience. We find that we are stronger than we thought, that we can bend without breaking, that even in pain, we can find purpose. Practicing acceptance allows you to face life with courage. It helps you let go of the what-ifs and stay rooted in the now. It's not about being okay with every outcome. It's about trusting that you will meet whatever comes with presence and strength. Because peace doesn't mean avoiding difficulty. It means not being shaken by it. 4. Embrace failure as the path to growth. There's something quietly revolutionary in these words from the Buddha. Each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. It's a gentle reminder that no matter what happened yesterday, no matter how badly we stumbled, how deeply we fell, today is a fresh start. And that's the real lesson. Failure isn't the end. It's the beginning of something new. In Buddhist thought, failure is not something to fear. It's not a sign that you're broken. It's a sign that you're learning, that you're living. Like a child learning to walk, falling isn't failure. It's how strength is built, how balance is found. The only true failure is to stop trying, to stop growing, to stop believing that you can begin again. Think of your life as a staircase. Each step a lesson. Some are solid, others cracked. But even when you misstep, you're still moving forward. Every fall holds wisdom. Every mistake carries a seed of insight, if you're willing to pause and learn from it. Embracing failure means letting go of shame. It means looking at your missteps not with judgment, but with curiosity. What is life trying to teach you here? How can you rise not just again, but wiser? This is where real growth begins. Not in perfection, but in persistence. Not in always being right, but in being willing to grow. When you stop fearing failure, you start living with courage. You take more chances. You speak more honestly. You become more fully you. Because in the end, it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how gently, how powerfully you rise each time. 5. Keep it simple. In a culture of constant noise, endless choices, and overwhelming complexity, the Buddhist path quietly offers a radical invitation. Simplify. As the Buddha once said, the way is not in the sky, the way is in the heart. That teaching reminds us that peace isn't found in chasing more. It's found in returning to less. Simplicity is not about having nothing. It's about making space for what truly matters. It's about clearing away the mental clutter, the emotional baggage, and the needless distractions that keep us from living with clarity and joy. When your life feels too heavy, it's often because you're carrying what no longer serves you. Picture your life as a garden. Not every flower needs your attention. Some relationships, habits, and responsibilities may be blooming with beauty. Others may be draining your light. Keeping things simple means choosing to water what nourishes your spirit and gently letting go of what doesn't. Simplicity also allows you to slow down, to breathe, to be present. It turns the ordinary into something sacred. A warm cup of tea, a quiet moment at sunrise, a heartfelt conversation. In simplicity, we stop chasing and start appreciating. We stop striving and start being. And here's the beautiful paradox. The simpler your life becomes, the deeper it feels. The fewer things you hold on to, the more space you have for peace, for meaning, for love. So take a moment today to ask yourself, what can I let go of? What truly brings me peace? What would my life feel like if it were simpler, not emptier, but more focused, more alive? That's where clarity begins. That's where freedom lives. 6. Practice humility. In a world that often rewards self-promotion, confidence, and loud declarations, the Buddhist path gently reminds us. True wisdom doesn't need to boast. The Buddha once said, "A man is not called wise because he talks and talks again. But if he is peaceful, loving, and fearless, then he is in truth called wise." Humility isn't about shrinking yourself. It's not about denying your strengths or pretending you know nothing. True humility is quiet strength. It's knowing who you are without needing others to confirm it. It's the calm confidence of someone who no longer needs to win every argument or be the loudest voice in the room. When you practice humility, you become a student of life. You remain open, curious, and grounded. You realize that every person you meet, whether wise or struggling, has something to teach you. You don't walk into a room thinking you're above anyone. You walk in looking for connection, not competition. This kind of humility creates space for real compassion. It softens your heart. It helps you see past ego and into the shared humanity that binds us all. And from this place, your presence becomes a blessing to others. You don't need to be right. You don't need to impress. You simply show up with kindness, with grace, with the willingness to learn and to love. The more you embody humility, the more peace you experience, because you're no longer trying to prove yourself. You've already arrived. You know that the deepest truths are not shouted, they're lived, quietly, gently. 7. Be aware of the dangers of fortune. We live in a world that constantly tells us to chase more money, more status, more success. But the Buddha, with clarity that cuts through time, once said, "Health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship." These words invite us to pause and ask, are we chasing the right kind of wealth? Fortune in the material sense isn't wrong, but it becomes dangerous when it defines our value or becomes the sole focus of our lives. The house, the job, the possessions, they come and go. They are impermanent, like everything else in this world, and when we build our happiness on something impermanent, suffering follows. True wealth in Buddhism isn't found in accumulation. It's found in appreciation. It's the ability to sit quietly, breathe deeply, and feel that this moment is enough. It's found in a healthy body, a calm mind, a loyal friend, a loving family. These are the treasures that endure. When we're too attached to success or image, we begin to sacrifice what really matters. Our health suffers. Our relationships grow distant. Our minds become restless. But when we shift our focus inward, we begin to discover a different kind of richness, one that can't be measured in numbers, but in presence, peace, and purpose. Let this final lesson be a gentle warning. Don't let fortune own you. Let it serve you if it comes. Let it go if it doesn't, but never let it define your worth. Instead, turn inward, nurture contentment, cherish your well-being, and protect the relationships that keep your heart full, because in the end, the most valuable things in life cannot be bought. They are lived. Thank you for joining us on this gentle walk through the timeless wisdom of the Buddha. The lessons we've explored today are more than just words. They are invitations. Invitations to slow down, to breathe, to return to the quiet strength within you. Remember, acting as if nothing bothers you doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you feel deeply, but respond with wisdom. It means you've built a home within yourself that the world cannot shake. As you move through your day, may you carry these teachings with you, not as heavy rules, but as soft lights to guide your path. Listen more, let go of judgment, be present, accept what is, and above all, live simply and humbly, knowing that true peace begins within. If this message resonated with you, we invite you to subscribe to Light of Buddhism and join us on this journey of reflection and awakening. Until next time, may your heart be calm, your mind be clear, and your spirit unshaken.